Good morning, everybody. This is just a review of the two-step problem-solving equations that I'd sent out a couple days ago. I'm going to post an answer key today, as well as you will be able to find this video in my YouTube channel so that you can review your answers. And if you have any questions, it's probably a good idea to take a look and go through the video and just watch me go through them if you're stuck on anything. Okay, so I'll start with the first one here. Now, just like with one-step equations, with the two-step equations, you're going to want to make sure you're underlining everything that's important. You're looking for three numbers and an unknown that you're going to be using in each question. Start off with your let statement, telling us what the variable stands for and what you're trying to figure out. Second step, write the equation. Third step, rewrite the equation. Remember, you want your variable on the left side and you don't want it alone until the end. So third step is to rewrite the equation and solve, showing all your work, and then the fourth step for the problem solving is to write a concluding sentence, ensuring that you're including everything that is incorporated with the equation that you're solving. Okay, so first question here. Jaya has 25 hockey cards. She has one more than 3 times the number of cards her brother has. How many cards does her brother have? So first thing you need to do is figure out what it is we're trying to solve for. And in this case, we're trying to solve for how many cards Jaya's brother has. So let's start with our let statement. Let C equal how many cards Jaya's brother has. Okay, so now we take a look at what we know. We know that Jaya has 25 cards. We know that she has one more than 3 times the amount her brother has. So you have to start asking yourself, okay, well, which is my total here? Is it the one more? Is it the 3 times? Or is it the 25 cards that Jaya has? It would be the 25 cards Jaya has, okay? And then we need to figure out what we need to do to Jaya's brother's cards to figure out the total for her cards. And it says that she has one more than 3 times the amount her brother has. So that says to me that I have to take the amount of cards he has, I have to multiply it by 3, and then I have to increase it by 1, which means add 1 more to that total. So I'm going to take the number of cards he has, multiply it by 3, and then add 1 more. So far we've got let C equal how many cards Jaya's brother has, and then we've got our equation 3C plus 1 equals 25. Okay? Third step is to solve that equation. Now, remember when we're solving two-step equations, we want to get rid of the number that is not attached to the variable first, show that work, and then in the second step, get rid of the number that's attached to the variable. Okay? So first off, we're going to get rid of this plus 1 by minusing 1. And then you're going to do the same to the other side. So once you cancel out that 1, you're left with 3C equals 25 minus 1. Okay? Do the math and write what you have left over below. You still have the 3C left, and 25 minus 1 is 24. Okay? So that is the next step. You've now gotten it down to a one-step equation. Now you just have to get rid of that 3 so that you can get C by itself. It's 3 times C. And the opposite of times is divide. So divide by 3 to cancel it out. Do the same to the other side. 24 divided by 3 equals 8. So C equals 8. Okay? Concluding sentences are on the answer key. I'll read them out to you here, but to save some time, and I'm just going to read them instead of write them down on this video. Okay, so remember you want to walk through each part of the equation in your concluding sentence. So for example, if Jaya has 3 times as many cards as her brother plus 1 more card, and she has 25 cards, then her brother has 8 cards. Okay? Question number 2. The school sports teams held a banquet. The teams were charged $125 for the rental of the hall, plus $12 for each meal served. The total bill was $545. How many people attended the banquet? Okay, so the first thing we need to find out is what is it we're trying to figure out. Okay, we know how much they paid for the entire banquet, we know how much each meal cost, and we know how much the banquet hall cost, but what we don't know is how many people came. So, let P equal how many people were at the banquet. Okay, let P equal how many people were at the banquet. Next step is we've got to figure out the different parts that we need. And again, underlining the important parts in the question is going to help identify those things for you, and then you just need to figure out which one's your multiple, which one's the one-time thing, and which one's your total. So if we take a look, we know that's $125 to rent the banquet hall. Okay, we know they're only going to rent that banquet hall once. They're not going to rent multiple banquet halls, and they're not going to go multiple days. They're just having one banquet in that banquet hall that one day. So what else do we need to know? It costs $12 for each meal served. For each meal that is served at the banquet, which there will be multiple of, it costs $12. And finally, we know that the total bill for the entire banquet was $545. So let's start with that. Okay, so like I said, we know the banquet's just going to be that one-time fee to rent the hall, and then the multiple meals is what's going to be your multiple, and each person is eating, so that's what we're going to times that multiple by, is by your variable, which is how many people went. So $12 times however many people went to the banquet, plus the $125 for the rental. Oops, hold on a second. Equals the total bill, which is $545. Okay, and we have our equation. 12p plus 125 equals 545. Rewrite the equation and solve. Remember, get rid of the one not attached to the variable first, and in this question, that's the $125 for the rental. It's a plus 125. We got to do the opposite to get rid of it, so we subtract 125. Cancels out on that side. We do the same to the other side of the equal sign, and the question becomes 12p equals 545 minus 125. Well, 545 minus 125 is 420. So you write what you have left. 12p equals 420. Okay, so that's 12 times p, $12 times the number of people that went, equals 420. And what that's telling you is that the amount of meals that they purchased equaled a total of $420. So if we can divide that by 12, which is the opposite of multiplication, that'll cancel out the 12 next to the p. We do the same on the other side of the equal sign, and we will know how many people went to the banquet based on how many meals they purchased. And in this case, 420 divided by 12 is 35. P equals 35. Okay? Concluding sentence. Remember, you're walking through each part of the equation plus the answer. So, if the teams were charged $125 for the rental hall and $12 per meal for each person, and the total cost of the bill was $545, then the total of 35 people were at the banquet. Okay? Again, those concluding sentences are on the answer key that I will post, so you can review those there as well. All right, question number 3. Anoki is holding a skating party. The rental of the ice is $75 plus $3 per skater. How many skaters attend the party if the total cost of the bill was $204? Okay, again, figure out what we're trying to solve for here first. And in this case, we're trying to figure out how many skaters were at the party. So, let S equal how many skaters were at the party. Okay, next we need to take a look at what's important here. This is similar to the last question, right? We've got a rental of the ice, which is there's only one sheet of ice they're renting. For all the people that are coming, they're only going to rent it the one time. That's your one-time thing. However, there is going to be multiple skaters at the party, okay? And it's $3 per skater. We also know that the total for the whole party was $204. So, again, I'm going to start with my total. I know it's $3 per skater, so I'm going to do 3 times S because our variable S stands for how many skaters were at the party. And then the rental of the ice was $75, so I'm going to add that because that's going to increase the cost of my bill at the end. So if it's going to increase the cost of my bill, I have to add it. Okay, so let S equal how many skaters were at the party. We've got 3S plus 75 equals 204. So $3 times however many skaters are at the party plus the $75 for the rental of the ice equals the $204 total that it cost for the entire party. Rewrite the question and solve. Remember, get rid of the one not attached to the variable first, and the one that's not attached to the variable in this question is 75. So it's a plus 75, we got a minus 75 to cancel it out, which is the opposite of addition is subtraction. And then we got to do the same thing to the $204 on the other side of the equal sign, subtract 75. Okay, so what we end up with is 3S. 75 plus 75 is canceled out. So 3S equals 204, subtract 75. Do the math, and you end up with 3S equals 129. Okay, now we got to do the second step of our equation. We got to get rid of the 3 so we can get S alone. It's 3 times S, so to get rid of the 3 we have to divide by S. And we have to do the same to the 129. Divide by 3, cancels out. Divide by 3. 3 goes into 129 43 times. S equals 43. Okay? Concluding sentence. If at the party it costs each skater $3 to skate and $75 for the ice rental, and the total bill is $204, then a total of 43 people went to the skating party. Don't forget you should be checking your work as well by doing your proof for this. Okay, I'll give you an example for this question here. Once you know the answer to the question, okay, if you're doing your proof, sorry, I meant to go through this earlier, but this is what we were been doing the whole time before we left, so this should be pretty familiar. Okay, rewrite the equation. 3S plus 75 equals 204. Now this is similar to solving an expression now because we know what the variable equals. And what we're trying to do here is make sure that we have the same total on both sides of the equal sign so that we know our equation is balanced, and if that's the case, then we know we've got the right answer. Okay, so we know that S equals 43. So we're going to take that S out and we're going to substitute in 43 for S. And the question becomes 3 times 43 plus 75 equals 204. Now keep in mind when you're doing your proof, you're kind of doing the opposite of what you were doing to solve it. You have to do your multiplication first and then the addition. Okay, so 3 times 43 is 129 plus 75 equals 204. So you've got 204 on the right side of the equal sign, and if you add 129 and 75 together, you're going to get 204 on the left side of the equal sign as well. And when you get that equal on both sides, you know you've got the right answer. Okay? So remember, you know what S equals now because you solved it. You just have to substitute in for S, do the multiplication first to get your 129, then add your 75, and if you got the same total on both sides, you know you've got the right answer. All right, question number 4. Carla has 20 songs downloaded on her phone. Each month she downloads 8 additional songs. After how many months will Carla have a total of 92 songs? Okay, so again, we're trying to figure out how many months it's going to take for her to get to that total of 92 songs. So we're trying to figure out the number of months. So let M equal how many months it will take Carla to get 92 songs. Okay, so again, we know the total. It tells us the total. It says the total is 92. So, let's start with that. We also know that she adds 8 songs to her library per month, and that she started with 20 songs. So we need to ask ourselves, how do we get to the 92? Well, we're going to take each month that there is, multiply that by 8, and then we're going to add the 20 that she already had to get to her new total. So 8 songs per month plus the 20 she originally had equals her total of 92 songs. So 8 songs times the number of months plus 20, which is the amount she originally had, equals her total of 92 songs. Step 3 is rewrite and solve. Get rid of the one not attached first, and in this case that's the 20, so it's a plus 20. We've got to subtract 20 to get rid of it. Do the same on the other side of the equal sign. You end up with 8m equals 92 minus 20. 92 minus 20 is 72. So 8m equals 72. You're down to a one-step equation now. Get rid of the 8 by dividing, because a letter right next to a number means multiplication. The opposite of multiplication is divide. So we divide by 8 to get rid of that 8. Cancels out. We do the same to the other side. 72 divided by 8 equals 9. M equals 9. Okay? So, concluding sentence. If Carla already had 20 songs on her phone and she downloads 8 songs every month, then it will take her 9 months to get 92 songs on her phone. Okay? We'll do a quick check for that one too, because we just did the one so far. So, your proof. Rewrite the equation. 8m plus 20 equals 92. We know that m equals 9, so we can take the m out, put a 9 in brackets beside it to represent multiplication. Okay, 8 times 9 is what you have to do first. That equals 72 plus 20. Okay, 72 plus 20 is 92. You've got 92 on the right side of the equal sign and the left side of the equal sign, so you know you've got the right answer. All right, 3 more to go. Floyd is an aspiring music artist. This is question number 5. Floyd is an aspiring music artist. He has a record contract that pays him a base rate of $200 a month and an additional $12 for each album that he sells. Last month he earned a total of $644. How many albums did Floyd sell last month? So, what are we trying to figure out? We're trying to figure out how many albums he sold last month. A equal how many albums I say Lloyd, I think his name's Floyd, not Lloyd. Number of albums Floyd sold. How many albums Floyd sold last month? Okay, second step, take a look at the important information and build your equation. So we know he got paid a total of $644. So let's start there. We can get rid of that number right away. 644 is our total. Okay. We know he gets paid a base rate of $200 per month, which means regardless of whether he sells any albums or not, with this contract, he gets $200 a month. Okay, no matter what. It's just a one-time flat fee that he gets every month. We also know he gets paid $12 per album. Again, $12 per album. So we're going to take the number of albums he makes and multiply it by 12, add his base salary that he gets of $200 per month, and then we should get to his total. So 12 times the number of albums plus the $200 he gets paid per month equals $644. Okay? Rewrite the question and solve. 12a plus 200 equals 644. Get rid of the 200 first by minusing 200. The opposite of addition. Do the same on the right side of the equal sign to the 644. And your question becomes 12a equals 644 minus 200. Do the math. 644 minus 200 is 444. And the next step is to solve 12a equals 444. It's 12 times a. Opposite of multiplication is division. So we divide by 12 on one side, get rid of the 12. A is now by itself, but we still have to divide 444 by 12. And 444 goes into 12 37 times. So a equals 37. Concluding sentence. If Floyd gets paid a base rate of $200 a month and $12 for each album he sold, and he made $644 last month, that means he sold 37 albums. Okay, we'll do a proof for this one too. And then the last couple, I'll just solve the questions. Okay. Proof. You got 12a plus 200 equals 244. We know that a equals 37. So 12, we can take the a out and in brackets put a 37 for multiplication. Plus 200 equals 244. Okay. 12 times 37 is 444. Plus 200. Oh, shoot. I wrote that wrong. That's why I was confused. Answer 644. Okay. Anyways, 444 plus 200 is 644. You've got 644 on one side and 644 on the other. You know you've got the right answer. All right, 2 more questions. Oceanside Bike Rental charges a $14 fixed fee plus $6 an hour for renting a bike. Sam paid $50 to rent a bike. How many hours did he pay to have the bike checked out? Okay, got to figure out how many hours he had the bike for. So let H equal how many hours Sam rented the bike. Okay, now let's take a look at what we know. We know he spent 50 bucks. So we know that's his total. That's what he spent. Okay, we know that they charge $14 just to rent the bike before you've even left, and $6 for every hour you have it. Well, I don't know about you, but I can only ride one bike at a time, so I'm only going to be renting one bike at a time. So that's my one-time thing, and then on top of that, I may rent that bike for multiple hours, so that would be my multiple. So we're going to take the $6 per hour, multiply 6 times H, and then we're going to add the $14 it cost us to rent the bike initially. So we end up with 6 times however many hours you rent the bike, plus the $14 for the flat fee to rent the bike, equals $50, which is how much you paid for the entire rental. Step 3, solve. Get rid of the one not attached to the variable first. In this case, that's the plus 14. So we're going to subtract 14, cancels out. Do the same to the 50. You end up with 6h equals 50 minus 14. Okay. 50 minus 14 is 36. So our one-step equation looks like this. 6 times the number of hours he rented the bike equals 36. It's 6 times h, so we got to divide to get rid of it. Divide by 6, do the same to the 36, and 6 goes into 36 6 times, which means Sam rented that bike for 6 hours. Concluding sentence, the bike shop charges a fixed fee of $14 for the bike plus another $6 per hour that you have the bike, and Sam spent a total of $50, then he had the bike for a total of 6 hours. Okay. And the last one here. Sally had $221 to spend on 7 books. After buying them, she had $11 left over. How much did each book cost? Okay, we're trying to figure out how much each book cost. So let B equal how much each book was, or each book cost. Okay, we know that she had $221 total to spend. So that's our total. We also know that she bought 7 books and that she had $11 left over. So she had $11 at the end. Okay, she bought multiple books though. She bought 7 of them. So we're going to take that 7 and we're going to multiply it by what the books cost. And then the $11 you have to ask yourself, if she had a total of $221 at the end, or sorry, when she began, she bought 7 books for whatever they cost, and then they had $11. She had $11 left over. We need to add that to get to her total that she started with. So you end up with $7 times, 7 times however much the books cost, plus the $11 she had left over, equals the total she started with, $221. Okay, get rid of the 11 first. Plus 11, so we subtract 11, cancels out. Do the same to the $221. Shoot, I forgot to rewrite my question. Sorry, guys. Okay, sorry. First, do step 3 and rewrite. 7b plus 11 equals 221. Now we can start working on the question. Subtract 11 to cancel it out, and then do the same to the $221. If we take 221 and we subtract 11, we end up with 210. 7b equals 210. Okay? Get rid of the b, get rid of the 7 by dividing by 7. Do the same to the 210. 7 goes into 210 30 times. So b equals 30. Okay? Concluding sentence. If Sally has $221 to spend on 7 books and she has $11 left over after her purchase, then each book would have cost $30. And that's the end of those 2-step problem solving questions. I am going to post the answer key to the review the week we get back from spring break. You guys can take the time to study that week. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to give you the test to do at home or not. I'm just kind of waiting to see what's going on here after spring break, but you may be writing that at home. Again, if you're doing that, please do that as much on your own as possible. If you need your parents to help explain a question to you, that's fine, but they shouldn't be doing it for you. I hope you guys have a good spring break. I know many of you are probably planning on doing some traveling and things like that, as I was. But again, take the positives out of this. You get some good quality time spent with your family. I hope you guys have a nice rest this week coming up, and the following week we will pick back up where we left off. Okay, well, take care of yourselves. Make sure you're washing your hands. Keep that social distancing going. Manitoba seems to be doing a pretty good job of it so far, and we need to keep these numbers low so that we can get back to being together as soon as possible. Miss you guys. Talk to you soon. Have a great weekend and a great break.